You'd be surprised how many people dread removing the radio from a Ford F-150. And honestly, I get it. Most folks are convinced it's basically rocket science, or that you'll break something. That's the fear, right? You break it, you buy it. And from the start, let me say, Ford doesn't just make these things pop out like Lego blocks. We're talking about an assembly held in with trim panels, stubborn clips, and enough Phillips screws to make you question your choices. But it can be done. No dealership needed. First thing, always disconnect your battery. Don't skip this unless you like sudden sparks or want your airbags to perform their one magic trick. Just use a 10mm socket, pull the negative terminal, and your nerves will thank you. Now you're staring at that big center dashboard area and wondering where to start prying. Don't try to rip the radio out first. You'll need a trim removal tool, a plastic one, not an old butter knife, because those things gouge your panels fast. People always try butter knives, I swear. Start gently on the bottom edges of the climate control radio trim panel. It's usually clipped in, not screwed, so some even pressure with your tool should pop those little clips without destroying them. Ford clips are notorious for flying under seats. Keep a little bowl handy. Once that trim is loose, ease it all the way up and around. You'll probably have to twist and wiggle to clear the shifter and steering wheel. If you feel resistance, don't force it. I've seen otherwise calm adults snap $100 plastic panels in a fit of rage. Behind that trim, there are usually 4 screws holding the radio unit in its little cubby. This is just a regular Phillips screwdriver job, and the screws are standard size, not some rare Torx bit. Toss each screw in your bowl so they don't end up living in the carpet for eternity. Now, for the big event, the radio itself. Slide it out gently. Ford F-150 radios aren't heavy, but they do have wiring harnesses dangling off the back. The connectors are tight, sure, but there is always a foolproof tab you press to release each one. If you're yanking hard, you're doing it wrong. All those wires and connectors are color-coded, which is just a beautiful thing. It's tough to mix them up when you go to reinstall. Pro tip, snap a quick photo of the setup with your phone, just in case you forget where something goes. 90% of mistakes get fixed by reference photos. Pain point most folks don't expect. There's always that one connector that won't let go. Some call it the connector of doom. I pinch, I wiggle, sometimes I even say a little prayer. But patience always wins here. More radios have been broken by impatience than anything else. Once your radio is out, replacing it is probably the least stressful part. If you picked up a replacement, just connect harnesses one by one, slide it back in, and reverse everything. Screw in, pop trim back, reconnect battery, done. Most people finish under 45 minutes total. And here's the fun part. Removing your Ford F-150 radio can save you $200 over shop labor. YouTube and car forums are packed with horror stories from people who overpaid for a 10-step job. With a few tools and patience, you can buy yourself a nice dinner instead. So, if you're in your garage in Portland, like me, Scott, wondering why you ever started, just remember, it's not about secret car knowledge, it's about a method to the madness. Ford didn't hide the radio, you just need to outsmart a few clips.